From a violent flood in Italy that swept away rows of cars, to raging torrents in northern India that forced residents to flee, to a massive debris flow in Utah that swallowed a dry riverbed, and a coastal disaster in Turkey that drowned an entire city, these are 10 of the most destructive flash floods ever caught on camera. Genoa, Italy, the capital of Liguria, is home to more than 500,000 people and stretches across the Italian Riviera. Sitting on the Ligurian Sea, it is one of the Mediterranean's key trade hubs, the busiest port in Italy, and among the top 6 in the European Union. That same location leaves the city highly vulnerable to heavy storms and sudden flooding. During the European floods of 2011, fueled by tropical storms rolling in from the Mediterranean, Genoa faced some of its worst devastation. On November 4th, footage revealed just how destructive the waters became. Genoa wasn't the only city underwater. More than 500 millimeters of rain fell across Tuscany and Liguria, pushing rivers past their limits and unleashing widespread flooding. Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi partly blamed reckless construction on floodplains, saying buildings stood where they never should have been. As the waters receded, streets were left buried under mud and wreckage, with cars overturned and a bridge over the Pellice stream destroyed. Harbors were clogged with silt and debris, while shocking footage of vehicles drifting through city streets made global headlines. Countless families lost their businesses and ground-floor homes. Further east, the city of Mandi in Himachal Pradesh, India, suffered in July 2023 when a flash flood tore through town. With more than 26,000 residents, Mandi is one of the fastest-growing cities in the state, balancing modern development with historic charm. But that charm was shattered as torrential rain caused rivers to burst. In Himachal Pradesh, towns are often perched on hillsides, making them especially prone to landslides. And this one proved devastating. According to one cameraman, a lake had formed on a hillside above the city. Authorities warned of a possible landslide, sending locals scrambling uphill. His small shop at street level was destroyed, with merchandise lost under mud and rubble. Reports later confirmed that July 2023 was the wettest in more than 40 years, with 6 inches of rain falling in a single day. Mandi was among the worst hit, but thousands more across Himachal Pradesh were displaced, with 2,000 people evacuated in anticipation of further flooding. Fast forward to August 2021, the small Black Sea town of Bozkurt, Turkey, faced its deadliest flash flood in years. Built around the Isanas stream, this community of just over 5,000 residents was suddenly overwhelmed. That summer had already seen record-breaking disasters: heat waves in Russia and Italy, floods in Belgium and Germany, and the lingering pandemic. Some Turkish weather stations measured 16 inches of rain in just 2 days, with bursts of 5 inches falling in a single hour. Situated below the Kuri Mountains, Bozkurt was in the direct path of water surging downhill, carrying logs and debris that choked the stream and forced it to burst its banks. The resulting footage shows why this town was among the hardest hit.
Köprü yıkıldı. Köprü yıkıldı.
Köprü yıkıldı eyvah. Aman yarabbim. Allah, o köprü oraya sıkışacak şimdi.
Of felaket. Vallahi felaket. Vallahi felaket. Şuna bak şuna. Kız orada ne yapıyor? Çok kötü. Çok kötü.
Allah.
Çok kötü, çok kötü.
Çok kötü. O köprü de gidecek şimdi. O da yıkılacak.
Yıkılıyor. Eyvah eyvah, taşıyor. Taştı baba, taştı bak.
Tamam yavrum, tamam görüyorum.
Gidiyor. Allah'ım sen yardım et. Kimseyi bırakma orada, insanları koru. Ah gitti, burası da gitti. Ay tövbe estağfurullah. Çok kötü. Allah'ım ya. Allah. Allah. Anne ya, ne oluyor? Bunlar nerede? Allah. Allah. Amcam kaldı orada.
Sen neredesin?
Sağa sola yayılıyor.
Abi basıyor şu an, o çay bahçesinin oraları hep suya.
Şuraya bak. Allah'ım yarabbim.
Orada da şu an burayı da bastı şu an şimdi. Şimdi taraf değil, öbür taraf su içinde.
Allah'ım yarabbim.
The torrent quickly engulfed the Ezinus stream, raising water levels by as much as 13 feet. Cars were dragged like toys, and first-floor shops and homes were wiped out. The mayor described the destruction as indescribable. At one stage, 300 villages lost power. Streets were littered with overturned vehicles, while mud coated nearly every building at ground level. One of India's most tragic natural disasters struck Chamoli, Uttarakhand, on February 7, 2021. A massive slab of rock and ice tore away from Mount Ronti, sending two rivers surging into the Alaknanda, one of the main headstreams of the Ganges. Locals captured video as the torrent ripped through the valley, destroying everything in its path.
ਇਹ ਬੜਾ ਭਾਰਤ ਨੇ ਗਏ ਕੋੜ ਗਏ
ਇਹ ਕੋਣ ਫੋਨ ਕਰ ਯਾਰ
ਹੜ ਗਿਆ ਰਣਕ ਪਾਲਵੇ रेण का है कंपनी का है आज वो तो नहीं होता देखिए भाई तूफान आ रहा जबरदस्त कंपनी की तरफ जा रहा है ये कंपनी का अरे मोरिया मोरी यार से मोरी तू भी हाल कौन करता है
ये बड़ा एक की वो ये ज्यादा बहुत है हो जाएगा मोर यार ये
मोरी यार सारा मोरी में खत्म हुए
अरे आ गया तबाही बहज यहाँ अरे संतरी कहाँ अपने संतरी वो नीचे भाग रहा बहज हुआ चला जाएगा वो हाँ संतरी बच गया अपना आ जाओ ऊपर आ
At first, many blamed a glacial lake outburst, a common danger in the Himalayas. But satellite images told another story. A glacier the size of 15 football fields had collapsed, crashing into the river system below. The flood's force demolished 5 bridges, some towering 40 feet above the rivers, and cut off 13 villages that urgently needed rescue and supplies. Across the world, Little Falls, New Jersey faced its own disaster in August 2018. This township of 13,000, located just 13 miles from Newark, is usually known for its scenic Passaic River. But days of relentless rain across New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania turned those views into hazards. Roads were submerged, leaving drivers stranded. Just north in Caldwell, a car dealership watched its inventory literally float away. Locals recording from Route 46 overpasses captured scenes that looked unreal. On August 7, 2023, the town of Hemsedal received a red danger alert as Storm Hans approached. The worst rainfall in 25 years battered the country, forcing evacuations. At its peak, a dam burst along the Glomma River, unleashing landslides and catastrophic flooding. Homes were swept away as if they had been built to float. Bitter irony for a region that had started summer with raging wildfires. The summer of 2023 brought unprecedented floods to China. Monsoons, typhoons, and torrential rains battered the country. By July 29th, 16 provinces had recorded historic flooding, the worst caused by Typhoon Doksuri. Beijing endured its heaviest rainfall in 140 years, with nearly 7 months of rain falling in just 3 days. The footage of the city submerged speaks for itself.
哇，水都大了，咋办呀？好吓人！哎呦，这要
看看看看，这都是真的，这都是真的。要一辆宝马。要一辆。
Cars drifted down rivers like toys. In some shots, streets and rivers were indistinguishable. More than 1.8 billion cubic meters of water flooded the capital, affecting 1.5 million people, particularly in rural districts. Economic losses topped $13.2 billion. That made Typhoon Doksuri one of the costliest natural disasters in Chinese history. Entire neighborhoods vanished. Farmland covering hundreds of thousands of acres drowned. Officials warned that recovery would take at least 2 years. Just a week later, Norway faced its own catastrophe. Meanwhile, Moab, Utah saw its own destructive flood on July 28, 2021. Normally known for mountain biking and its location along the Colorado River, Moab was hit by a thunderstorm that poured into dry riverbeds and canyon streams. Water surged into town, blocking Highway 191. A local camera caught the moment a once dry creek bed turned into a roaring flood. That creek, usually parched in the summer, was instantly transformed. The water rushed downhill with astonishing speed, reshaping the landscape. Officials later called it a 100-year storm, meaning a 1% chance of happening in any year. Ironically, just over a year later, Moab was struck by another so-called 100-year flood.